Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make this little scrolling bell that you see on the screen right now in Fusion. I want to note I have to use this on-screen keyboard due to health reasons. I'm paralyzed, cannot use my hands, and I use a sip and puff controller. You may hear that from time to time throughout the tutorial. I do edit it out, but I cannot get all of it. Start out on edit page, go to media pool, right click, new Fusion composition. Go ahead and leave it on 5 seconds. You can name it if you'd like, but you don't have to. Bring it down your timeline. This picture I will leave in the description so you can use it to get an SVG file. You can find all kinds of them online. I use SVG Trace, seems to work well. There will be a free preset in the description as well. And go to Fusion. Let's start out with bringing the SVG file in. You do that by going up to Fusion, in Fusion, select it, go to Import, SVG. Should take it right to them, but they come in your downloads. I always leave them the size they are. Before I ungroup these, I always double click on them and open them, because some of them will have like 100 nodes in them. Once you ungroup them, you can spend a lot of time trying to delete them. There's not many here, so I'll go ahead and ungroup it. Go ahead and put that in viewer 1 and select it, and you'll see what we need. I like to keep these very organized, makes it much easier. I will fast forward through most of this, picking through these to shorten the tutorial. If I highlight them all, it'll show you in viewer 1. Make sure you have all of them. And we do. We can delete the rest of these. Click away right about here. Shift spacebar and S polygon. We're going to make 7 more copies. So right click on it, copy, click away, right click, and paste. I'm going to continue until I have 8 total. Okay, now we have to take the data out of these nodes, the S trays, and put them in the polygons, the S polygon. I'm going to start with the bell. We'll put all these right alongside the nodes we're going to convert to. This is the outer perimeter. We can do that 2 ways. We use a rectangle node, an S rectangle, or just convert it. I prefer just convert it. That way everything matches up. Put the S polygon in viewer 2. Select the SVG. I'll show you on the first 1 or 2, and then you just continue it all the way down. I'm going to highlight all the points in the polygon. Right click on any one of the points. Go all the way down to the bottom. Go up here to copy. Then select the node you're going to transfer it to. Then go up in the Viewer 2. Right click. All the way to the bottom. And then paste. Now we just moved all the data from this node into this one. We need to continue that all the way down. So I'm going to fast forward through the rest of it. Okay, I'm all done with that. Click right about here. Shift spacebar and S merge. Click away below it. Shift spacebar and S boolean. You want to connect these exactly like I do, because the inputs are very important. That into the yellow one. That one in the green. Now select the boolean, shift spacebar and extrude. Put the extrude in Viewer 1. We'll start connecting each one of these, and you'll see it start to appear in Viewer 1, one piece at a time. And you'll see we have it in Viewer 1, all the pieces. But it's off to one side and it's kind of egg shaped. So we'll correct that. Select the boolean again. And I'm going to show you why we do not change any of the settings in the boolean this time. By default, it comes to in interaction under operations. Most of the time you'll use subtract, but if you look in Viewer 1 right now, if we use subtract, it's basically inverted. Okay, back to this, shift spacebar, and S transform. And go to the inspector under the Y size. Go 1080 divided by 1920. Now your bell should look uniform. Now we have to move it over. Select the extrude node. Go to transform. Under translation, x-axis, put in minus 0.5. And under the y-axis, minus 0.27. And that should move it down to the middle. Now as you see, the pivot point is still way off, so we'll line that up. So go to pivot. On the x-axis, 0.5. Now that moves it to the center horizontally. We're not going to center it vertically because we want it to rock. Go on the y-axis, 0.31. So it's somewhere toward the top of the bell. Select the extrude, and shift spacebar, and transform 3D. And another one. Sorry about this keyboard. Select the second transform. Go to the toolbar and select the render. Pipe the render in and media out and put it in viewer 2. Now you should have what I have. We're going to add some excursion to this bell. We'll select the extrude node again. Under controls. Take the smoothing angle all the way to the right, all the way up. And the excursion subdivisions all the way up. There's a little lighting switch up here. You can click that and change it. Sometimes helps you see the 3D better. I'm going to go 0.05. That looks pretty good. Let's add some chrome to this. Go up here under effects. Down here, templates, fusion, shaders. Grab a chrome node and pipe it into the green input of the extrude. And now you see you have chroma. I'm going to add just a little bit of bevel depth and width to 0.0063. This is kind of a personal preference. And then I'm going to go to custom. Come into the second line. If you screw this up at all during the process, just right click in the box and select reset. Highlight both the top ones at the same time. Hit F, as in Frank, on the keyboard. It flattens them. Then grab the little handles and bring them all the way out. That makes the edges nice and round. Then take the subdivisions all the way up to the right. And leave the custom window open. We're going to use this first transform to animate it. The second one for our controls. As you see under translation, the XSS moves it left to right. And under rotation, the Z-axis will rock it. So start with the playhead at frame 0. On rotation, Z-axis, set a keyframe. Come in 5 frames or whatever your frame rate is, adjust to it. Remember, I'm on 30 frames per second. I'm going to angle mine to 16 at the beginning of the video, but again, this is a personal preference, so if you want more, go ahead. Then move ahead 5 frames. I'll just put a minus in front of this. Advance 5 more frames. We'll take the minus out. Advance 5 more frames. And put the minus back in. Let's do one more. Let's advance 5 more frames. Actually, 2 more. So we get at least 1 full second. Okay, now we will go to the spline. Up here, open your spline window. I should note, make sure your transform node is still selected. I have mine set up for show only selected tools. Yours may show all. You may have a lot more going on than I do here. Let's select them. Go over here to zoom to fit. Down here to select all. And then select ping pong. Now it will continue to go to infinity. You can stretch it out on a timeline to whatever length you want. It'll still have that animation all the way through. We'll go ahead up on the edit page and check that out. Make sure it's working. We just need to make it longer than 5 seconds. Make sure it animates all the way past that 5 seconds. If it does, go ahead and put it back to 5. We'll go back to Fusion. Make sure the render node's selected. Go up here to render type. Let's change it from software render to hardware. That way it'll render out faster. Now let's select this transform 1 again. Under translation, X-axis, right click, modify width, anim curves. Now we have this little modifier up here. And we're going to use a couple of these controls. We're going to put them in the macro. So put your player at frame 0. Take the offset, move the bell all the way to the left towards just out of the screen. You go to one viewer for this. Now move the player to the last frame. And then under scale, move it to the right till it's out of the screen. And on the timeline, you can stretch this as long as you like once you do this, and it will animate from the beginning to the end, no matter what length you make it. I'll demonstrate that when we get it done. This transform we're going to use as controls in the macro. So I think we're all set. Let's delete all these nodes. Make sure you don't delete any of the ones we need. Okay, we're ready to make the macro. Before we do that, go back to modifiers. And reset the scale and offset. Okay, now follow along. Click away, make sure nothing's selected. Hold on the control button. Select them in that order. And hit A. Make sure the control button's still down. And deselect the media out. We do not want that one highlighted. Right click on any one of the other nodes. Go to macro. Create macro. Give it a name. For my ringing bell tutorial 2, because I think I might have one in. Select the X and the Y. Delete the X and put in horizontal positioning or horizontal position. And delete the Y and put in vertical position. Let's get rid of my X there. Put on the scale, delete scale, and put in size. Transform 1. Nothing in that one. Go to Adams curve. Select scale and offset. Delete scale and put in bell out. And offset, put in bell in. Go create a file. Save as group. You don't want to take it to macros, but don't go there. Go to Fusion. Templates. Edit. Titles. Here's where you can make your own file if you want. I have one right here. Hit save. Close out the macro. Might take a moment for Resolve to do its thing. Here we go. Go up here to edit page. Make sure you're in titles. Select this window. and type in what you named it. Here's mine. And the inspector should have all the controls. Positioning. Put your playhead at frame 0. The dial that says bell in, rotate that till the bell is just out of the scene to the left. Take the playhead to the end. Now take the bell out dial, rotate it to the right till it's gone off the right side of the screen. Move kind of fast at 5 seconds. Just extend it, it'll go slower and still work within the parameters. Want to do it faster, make it shorter, slower, make it longer. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.